Now we're going to talk about Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky was a Russian theorist, and he died early when he was 38 of tuberculosis. So we don't have a lot of theories from him, but he is a sociocultural theorist. He believed that learning and development are interrelated from the child's first day of life. He studied the works of Freud, Piaget, and Montessori, and all of those that came before him, and he agreed with most of their theories. He also believed that, like them, observation was key in planning curriculum for children. His work has gained in popularity recently due to Reggio Emilia gaining in popularity. And if you don't know what Reggio Emilia is, it is a type of curriculum, like Montessori curriculum. Piaget is based loosely off of Vygotsky's work, as well as John Dewey and Piaget and Montessori and all of these. And it's a constructionist approach to curriculum, where children are considered scientists constructing their knowledge, and teachers plan curriculum based on the day before's curriculum, or based on observations that they have seen from the children. So his theory was sociocultural. He believed that a lot of children learn based on their cultural upbringing and their social upbringing, so their personal and social experiences. So children that are in rural areas would have very different understanding of the world than children in urban areas. And so their worldview is shaped by a lot of these social experiences that they have. He believed that interactions with peers and teachers formed these understandings that children have during play, working with others. It builds regulation skills, it builds social skills, and self-discipline. And so he encouraged teachers to plan a lot of activities that had children working with each other, and as well as working with teachers. So having that interconnectedness. So not a lot of alone time. Montessori valued alone time a little bit more than Vygotsky. He also came up with a theory called the zone of proximal development, ZPD, as it's referred to. And the ZPD is the distance between the most difficult task a child can do alone and the most difficult task a child can do with help. And so here's an example or a visual of what that looks like. So if you see a child out here on the can't do even with guidance, and so they got a bike for Christmas, and they sit on the bike and it falls over. So they can't do it at all. But then they start practicing a little bit more, and they can do it if they're guided. So maybe a parent has got one hand on the handlebars and is helping the child go. And once they master that, then they're in this area of can do independently. And so the area between these two areas is called the zone of proximal development. So they can't do it at all, even with guidance. They can do it with guidance, and then they can do independently. And so the goal is to have them do it independently in here, but the way they get there is through guided interactions. And so he called this scaffolding, when a teacher or a peer or a parent supports the child's learning by giving them that work with the guidance with them. It helps them to reach a new concept or skill. And observing the child will tell you who or how much a child needs scaffolding, or what kind of scaffolding do they need. There's a video that you're going to watch about puzzles, and there's a little bit of scaffolding going on where the teacher is kind of giving a puzzle piece and turning it a little bit, just a tiny bit, to see if the child can fit the piece in if the teacher just moves it a little bit one way to show that it can go there. There's also language. Vygotsky was very big in the role that language takes place in learning. He believed that language and learning go hand in hand, and he encouraged lots of conversations similar to Piaget. But he had a lot of, he came up with something that he called private speech and inner speech. Private speech being what the children do inside their head, where they talk to themselves about what they're doing. So, oh, I'm going to put this piece right here and I'm going to make the puzzle and it's going to go perfect. That is called private speech, but they are doing it out loud. He also believed that adults scaffold language, and that we give them if we give them a lot of language when they're younger, they're going to pick it up much quicker. And he also believed that learning is an interactive process. He talks a lot about language in storytelling. And so a lot of the theories on interactive storytelling, where you sit down and read a book to a child, or actually you're not even reading the book, you're telling the story of the book without the book even there. Or maybe you're using the book as a prop, but you're not exactly using all of the words. So you're just talking to the children about it, and you're doing it in this dramatic fashion. That is a way that he felt was a really good use of language to captivate the children's attention and to scaffold their language.